Wednesday, May 17th, 2023, and here are my 3 free best bets. Let's go. What's up, guys? It's your boy Noble Living back with another DYF bets video for you where I'm breaking down my 3 favorite plays of the day, just trying to help you guys make some money and run it up on this channel. Listen, we've had 5 winning days in a row on the channel. Yesterday, another winning day. We were so close to a sweep, literally one error, wild pitch away from cashing in on a sweep, but it's all good. We did cash in on Jokic rebounds. We did cash in on Gosman strikeouts, and like I mentioned, we did lose on the Astro Cubs nerfy there, but hey, listen, still 2-1 on the day, still can't be mad at it. 5 winning days in a row. You can see our year-to-date record right here, over 500 in the NBA, over 500 in the MLB. So we're cashing in winners. I'm giving out winners. So as we're running it up, what I need you to do is I need you to run this video up as well. So please like the video, comment, subscribe to the channel, share it with somebody, so this way we can continue to get to the bag and make some money together. Because listen, we're just starting to heat up. I'm trying to get to over 60% hit rate on these videos, and I know I can do it with your continued support. Let's go, and let's dive into our first best bet of the day. For my first best bet of the day, I'm headed over to the NBA. We've got the Eastern Conference Finals. Did y'all watch that game last night? Man, that was fire. Jokic was out there balling. LeBron and the Lakers almost came back and got that win. It was super competitive, and I'm super excited for these playoffs, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen in this Eastern Conference Finals. And truthfully, I have to go with the Heat on this first matchup on the spread, taking the points at plus 8.5. I've seen the best odds at minus 110 on points bets. Now, I think this is just a glaring error and overreaction by the books on this one. Yes, Tatum got it done in Game 7. He had a legendary performance there. The Celtics got it done and pulled it out. Let's be honest, right? They were on the verge of going home twice in that series. And truthfully, if it was not for Tatum's all-time performance and the dismal performance by Embiid and Harden, we might be having a whole different conversation here. But hey, we're here now. The Heat versus Celtics, a rematch of the 2020 bubble Eastern Conference Finals. And truthfully, I think we're overreacting to this one just like we did back in 2020, right? For a few different reasons. The first one, the Eastern Conference, the totals have been lower. So to have a spread this wide at such a lower total, that is not something that I want to see. That screams like it's a huge, big mismatch, and I don't think that's the case. The second thing, the Heat are junkyard dogs. They're scrappy. They keep games close. They play hard. They do the little things. And again, I think this is just too big of a spread. And 3, Miami's been here before. We saw them against the Bucks. We saw them against the Knicks, okay? And this is no different. If you've looked at some of the pregame lines and some of the series spreads of the entire series, right, the books are really overreacting to the Celtics on this one. Right now, if you're looking at the numbers, they're predicting that the Celtics are going to win this series 4-1, and I'm just not buying it. Why? Because they gave up 2 games to the Hawks, they gave up 3 games to the Sixers, and now you're telling me the Heat are only going to win 1 game, the same team that almost swept the #1 seed Bucks? I'm not buying it. So that's another little bonus pick for you guys, is that if you want to look at the series spread, I would take the Heat plus 2.5. But for this game and this matchup, I'm taking the Heat on the spread plus the points. Why? Because there are a whole lot of stats and data that's going to back up why I like this play today, okay? So the first one, besides the overreactions like I mentioned, the Heat are 2-1 in Game 1s in the playoffs so far. They won Game 1 in Milwaukee and Game 1 on Madison Square Garden. So they're used to winning on the road, and I expect no difference here today. Also, they enter Game 1 well rested. Their last game was Friday evening, while the Celtics had to play on Sunday against the 76ers. They got 2 days of rest, but that's a quick turnaround. We know Jimmy was a little banged up. Don't forget about the extra days that gives Tyler Hero a chance to come back into the series. He's not playing today, but he does the chance to get back into the series. The Heat have a little bit of an older team, so for them to get Kyle Lowry a few extra days of rest, Max Strus, Duncan Robinson's been a little banged up as well, that's big for this Heat team. And another thing that I really like to see is Miami is also 3-0 all-time in Game 1s against Boston in the Eastern Conference Finals, so just a little extra stat there for you as well. Now, a few trends and angles that I'm looking at is teams after winning a Game 7 are 22-38 straight up. and they're also 24-35-1 against the spread in the following game since 2003. So I'm not saying that to take the Heat on the money line here, but you might want to put a little sprinkle on it because the numbers are telling you to do that. Furthermore, home teams are 11-13. That's 46% since 2003 in the Game 1 following a Game 7 matchup. And to dive into these numbers a little bit deeper, after playing in a Game 7 in the next series, favorites are 10-10 straight up and are just 6-13-1 against the spread. So that means that Game 7 takes a lot out of these teams. It's really hard to bounce back and just get that first victory on the short rest. So because of all of this, I really like the Heat to get the job done today. They're going to keep this game close. We've seen them do it over and time again in these playoffs. And truthfully, I think they win the series outright. But we're not going to get into all that right now. Let's just take the Heat plus the points on the spread. 9 points is way too much to lay. So because of that, let's go with Heat plus the points. For my second best bet of the day, I'm staying on the NBA hardwood here, and I'm going with Jason Tatum over 9.5 rebounds. The best odds I've seen is -120 on Bovada. Now, if you've been tapped into my Discord or you've been tapped into the show, you know that Jason Tatum is like he's a DYF bets all-star. His rebounds has been cashing in for us all year, and truthfully, I got to run it back today. He's averaged 11 rebounds per game in the conference semis against the 76ers, and he also averaged 10 rebounds a game in the first round against the Hawks. In game 1s of so far this playoffs, he's had 11 rebounds in both of those games, so he's getting out to the series started off on the right note, really trying to grab these boards. And also in the 4 times that he played the Heat during the regular season, he had 5 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds, and 14 rebounds. So he's gone over this total 3 of the 4 times that he played the Heat in the regular season. We do have a lower total on this one at around 210, so I'm expecting a lot of missed shots and some defense to be played. And then also the way that the Heat like to play, they shoot a lot of threes or they get close to the rim trying to grab a lot of fouls. So they don't shoot a whole bunch of mid-ranges unless it's like Jimmy or Bam. They shoot a lot of threes or they try to get near the rim. So that means there are going to be a lot of long rebound opportunities or a lot of like quick grabs by the basket on missed layups or putbacks, things of that nature. So because of that, I really like the way that Tatum's been going after the rebounds, and I think you can even get carried away a little bit and do like a little bit of a ladder on this one. So taking his 10 rebounds, 11 rebounds, 12 rebounds, 13 rebounds with small sprinkles on the way up, because I do believe that the opportunity for him to really grab several boards is going to be there. But let's just go with his straight rebound line here at over 9.5 as my second best bet of the day. So for my final best bet of the day, now you guys know on Wednesdays baseball games do start early because it is a travel day, so make sure you guys are joining the Telegram. Link is below, so this way you guys can stay up to date on all the games that are starting at 12 o'clock Eastern time and going all throughout the rest of the day. Typically I like to put out games that are a little bit later on in the evening, so this way you guys have time to watch the video and put the picks in. So because of that, I'm going with 2 later games today on my 2-team parlay, and I've got the Orioles on the money line, and I'm parlaying that with the Cleveland and White Sox over 7 runs. So I'm going to parlay those 2 together, and that gets us to about plus 136 odds for that 2-team steamer. So let's start off with the Orioles matchup. They're sending Kyle Bradish to the mound, and they're playing the Angels, who are sending Griffin Canning to the mound. And it's very hard for me to back Griffin Canning here, and I just really want to fade him. I'm not a big fan of Kyle Bradish for the Orioles, but I think he is the better of the 2 pitchers. Canning for the Angels is 2-1 on the year. He has a 6.38 ERA, way too high. His last start against the Astros, he went 3 2/3 innings. He gave up 5 hits, gave up 5 earned runs, and 1 home run. And in the game before that, he had very similar results against the Cards: 5 innings, 6 hits, 5 earned runs. Giving up 5 earned runs against the Orioles team at home, that's going to be very hard to beat. On the other side, Kyle Bradish has been in decent form of late. Yes, he does have an ERA over 4, but in his last start against the Pirates, he went 5 innings, he gave up no earned runs, and he had 6 strikeouts. So I like to see when you're missing bats, and that's a great sign to see. The Orioles are also 3-2 on the money line this year on Kyle Bradish starts. Because of that, I think it's going to be tough sledding for Canning on the road here, and I believe that the value is on the Orioles at home with better pitcher on the mound who does not give up as many runs, and this Orioles lineup has been hitting the ball better lately. So give me the Orioles on the money line as the first bet in my 2-team parlay. Now for the second leg of the parlay, I've got two weaker starting pitchers in this one, and that's why I just have to go to the over in this matchup. Now the over I think is at like 9.5, so I teased it down to 7, so this way we can still get the push opportunity as well. You can do 7.5 if you want a little bit of the higher odds, but this is really just a fade against Mike Clevenger and Peyton Battenfield, who are the two pitchers on the mound in this one, because they both give up a lot of runs. I don't trust either of these pitchers. They both have ERAs over 4. They both don't strike out batters a lot. They both give up base runners and are also susceptible to the long ball. In his last start, Peyton Battenfield for the White Sox, he gave up 5 runs in his last matchup. And then Clevenger for the Guardians, he's gone 5 straight games with giving up a home run. So you might want to look up a few home run props in that game as well. And both of those things just scream the over in this matchup. Both, like I mentioned, they're not strikeout guys. They get runners on base. We saw the White Sox put up 8 runs yesterday. So even though the Guardians offense has been a little bit slower of late, I think this is a great bounce back game for them to be able to get some runs on the board. And I believe that the White Sox, with their weaker bullpen as well, they're susceptible to give up some runs as well. So give me the 2 weaker starting pitchers to give up some runs here. So give me the over 7 in this matchup. Parlay that with the Orioles on the money line, and we should be able to get a plus 100 winner today to close out the day. Well, that's it for me, my friends, today. 3 best bets for you guys. Hopefully, we can have another winning day, looking to make it 6 in a row, looking to sweep the board again this week and keep that momentum going. Super excited for this Eastern Conference Finals and for baseball today. Again, if you're not inside the Telegram, make sure you're joining that, so this way you can stay up to date on all my Nerfies, all my prop bets, all the other bets that I'm taking, because typically I call them out a few minutes before the game starts. So you definitely want to be inside of there. Also have those notifications on, so this way you guys can stay up to date on all the plays that I'm dropping. And if you've been liking these videos, as always, please like it and share it with somebody, so this way we can run up the bag together and make some money. And let's dictate our fate, and let's make some money today. And excited to see what we can win today, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Let's get it. Later.